So technically I didn't want to post another video or post anything because I am technically waiting on one of two things to happen. God deliver, or I find a job to despair, right? So I'm not posting anything. So one of the above will happen. Either I constantly don't post them because I disappear, or I post, oh yeah, God deliver this. Also, I'm sick. Alright, so end up come home. Mind you, I was like, ooh, today I didn't even feel like I need to post nothing, but we never talk. And you remember me when she called me a Yamhead about a previous relationship I was in, and I was like, yeah, I feel like I should make a video saying the time I was a Yamabella. And so here we are. I left my hair like this because I'm sick. I was like, yo, because this is like yam, don't it? The Yamhead. I'm keeping the representation. I was a Yamhead, tribute to my old self, and then Big Granny Plots. The time I was a Yamabella. Because sometimes when we do a long thing, sometimes God prevent me from saying certain things. So if we do it over, so we just, section it. Anyways, so this is supposed to be a light-hearted thing. Ooh, bear with me because I am sick. So it's a light-hearted thing talking about past relationship, especially in comparison to right now, because people keep calling me obsessed for me being obedient to God and this whole God declared and Raheem thing, right? I just want to show you the difference between me doing things and God asked me to do things. When I did this out of, I think this is God, I think He's the one, I think God is saying this, and versus God is saying He's the one, and so on. So I've showed you a lot of the cool God said this. I'm going to tell you about time I was a Yamabella and this long distance relationship with a guy I dated when I was 16 to, boy, this the year was 2012 to 2017 was the time I was with him. She took with the fun on gun. Okay, I don't know why it's not recording because I was like, maybe God not allowing this, but God is proving this. But at the same time, it's like I recorded the beginning of the relationship. Okay, maybe that's the thing. I should maybe put the part where we actually was in a relationship in a short snippet, so that when we get to the yama bella part, I can focus on that, not necessarily the beginning. The beginning does have some, perspective still. Yeah, but I don't know why you're not recording. God, explain to me. What do you want me to say or not say? Okay, I think I know what I'm not supposed to say. Because I remember the day that it started. Okay, let's not say when it was around November. Because I remember I distinctly sat and I was like, at the time when I was like, oh, his future husband, blah, 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 I love him. I remember scrolling back when was our first conversation, and that was when you sent me the friend request and we had our first conversation, and I'm going to remember forever because this will be our anniversary of when we first met. Anyways, let's see if that's it and it records. So around November 2012, I got a friend request and I accepted it because the friend request of this individual that attended Northern Caribbean University where my mother taught and my sister attended. So, and the mutual friends seemed to be all the friends that we had them times. I was like a club member by association with my sister and my mom. So I developed friends from a lot of them. I think even one of them thought we were dating from the club. Anyway, this is another story. Anyways, so I noticed we have mutual friends based on the connection, as well as my sister is friends with them. So I was like, I've done it before. I accept a lot of those friends because become a network. As much as I never attended in CU, I was kind of friends with them through my sister. So I was like, accept. And then I got a message. It's like, hey. I was like, hey, what's up? He's like, hey, I'm your sister's classmate or whatever. And I think in my head I was like, oh, you're trying to say you're not a creep. Okay, got it. And then I double checked with my sister. She's like, yeah, I know him. He's cool. I was like, all right, cool. And we talked for hours. It was like chill for hours. It wasn't like these lame, how are you? I'm good, cool. How are you? I'm good, cool. And how was your day? Nah, we end up talking for hours about nothing and everything. Just like chill, like bruh. And back then, 16-year-old me is like, and now 26-year-old or 23 to or 22 or 20 to 26-year-old me is like, that don't mean nothing because I can do that with a lot of people. Does not mean he's soulmate. Like, having good connect conversation is good and ideal, and yes, I need that. So we must keen have good conversation and enjoy each other's company. However, that does not define whether or not you're soulmate. I have to say that because I was thinking that, and just in case we have people that still think that, or young like me when I was at that time, let's get it clear. That don't mean soulmate. That don't mean it's going anywhere, bruh. Anyways, so we end up talking for hours, and then our next conversation, she's like, "Do you have a boyfriend?" I was like, "No," and I knew where he was going with it, and I was like, and then I was like, I don't know if I'm feeling you, but I have to get to know you first, because I still was the same on me. I'm glad I'm like me still, like all these years. This is like 10 years ago. Anyways, so I'm telling this young man that I have to get to know you more to figure out if I like you. So eventually I started really thinking, I'm liking him because we're texting her, and then eventually I'm like, yeah, I'm starting to really like you. And by about December after Christmas, we established something like we're boyfriend and girlfriend. Because by about January, I remember reading back some time ago, years ago. I haven't read back those messages. I haven't even checked his profile in like years. I haven't done a lot of things in years. I may reflect back on it because I'm like, I learned a lot, but I haven't checked on him in years. The last time I checked on anything was not even checked. I needed to go on Skype because of to find my username or the handle because of a job I was trying to apply for, and I popped up on like his account, and when I popped up on his account, I was like, "You? Oh yeah, we're not friends here. But you messaged me XYZ years ago. Okay, this is like old news." Right? But I've not checked on him, check on nothing. If he's married or not married, he's happy or not. Anyways, so I remember in like January when I was reading back years ago, it said, like, I remember like we were trying to test to see if we were in a relationship, and we were both like, yeah, you're my boyfriend, you're my girlfriend. My screen slept on me, and so I had to double check if we recorded. Anyways, sorry. So, what was I saying again? Yeah. So by January, we were like established something. Then by the time we established something, anxiety started hitting me. I think I was already suffering from anxiety overall from the move and everything, but it was just hitting me now. Like every night, I was just like, when we're not in conversation, when we're in conversation, we're fine. But when we're not in conversation, like my mind drifts on him dating somebody on campus or something. And I had no reason to believe that because we talked for hours into the night. So it's hard to, juggle more than one like that. And then while he's doing that hours into the night, I mean, while it's bothering me in the night, I was just like trying to, and I brought it to him, and he's like, no, you're the one, or something like that. He's like reassuring me. I was like, okay, fine. So by the time now, like getting closer to February now, a friend was telling me how, getting close to February, because February is now both of our birthdays, and he's the beginning of February. So I'm like, I'm like in love with this person or falling in love, or I didn't know how to accept love or understand the feelings then, but I was like, I want to do something for his birthday. What can I do? Mind you, I'm trying to teach myself a violin. I making a little money from, was I making money from doing newspaper? Yeah, I was making a little money doing newspaper. So I was like, and he's telling me what he wants for his birthday or what he wants. I'm like, let me put that in my Amazon cart. my eBay. I think it was eBay. And I'm like saving that up, and I'm like, it would be nice if I could play Happy Birthday on violin. And I started practicing. I practiced playing violin Happy Birthday for this man. And I had gifts put aside, and I'm like, I'm gonna buy when I get the money. Bruh. Like, I forgot I did all this. Bruh. So I was like, violin, practicing every day in the afternoon. Happy birthday, and I was off, and it was on tune. That was like perfect timing. But I did my thing. I was like practicing, right? And I did YouTube to practice. Like, okay, hold here, and you go like. So my hands get tired. I was like, all right. So eventually I made something that seemed pretty good. Like you can hear Happy Birthday in the tune. I gotta get the flour fresh because I just watched the video to upload it in that I made the violin video, and I can't stop laughing. One, that's so cute. My friend is dying. One, I was so young.
It's so yummy.
I looked so young, and then she said, "I was such a yummy," and it wasn't a perfect video, but. Even if it's not perfect and it's sometimes flat, And then I had a plan on his birthday. I'm gonna send it, and then his order will be sent in when I got some money, and. So I had that sent and it done. I even had his Valentine's Day gifts lined up too. It was this flashy one, kind of like, okay, give him some practical for his birthday and something flashy that he can wear out, like a special event for his Valentine. As I'm telling you, I'm remembering my mindset then, bruh. I was like, yeah, man. Bruh. Anyways, now after his birthday passed, my friend now was telling me of her situation and how it's a rebound and how this and that. I was like, then no, he's telling me how this girl is coming out of the woodwork, his ex talking, and he's like, whatever. I'm like, oh, and I'm just understanding because I'm like, an ex, and she's just texting, and he's coming to me and telling me everything, and he's not hiding anything, as well as if you're not telling me you're trying to be with her and she's like, fine, whatever, you go. But then he's like, after my friend told me the story, like, wait, when did that relationship end, And he's like, November. So at first I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, wait, hold on. Beginning of November is when we started texting. You ended the relationship in the middle of November? or end of November, I might have rebound. And now that on top of the anxiety when me I go through and everything, my birthday passed and he forgot to say happy birthday to me. I have to remind him. Or I think I didn't even remind him. I think I reminded him. I don't remember. And I was like, what? I was like, all right, I think I need to take a break. And I texted him that. This, my friends, ends that section of the 5 years we were, in a situationship with him. So that I can only say is the time we were actually in a relationship and we actually established something and said it was a relationship. I'm just warning you from now, so y'all know what you're about to hear is like, we're not in a relationship, or we said we were going to be in one, or working towards one, or he's called me his best friend, or something, but establishing a relationship, right? Mind you, by then I think I was like, this gotta be the one. Yeah. Now I'm like, because the recording before it didn't record, so I was wondering, why not recording? But I forgot. This was that time I was like, I'm thinking this is like God sent. He's like, amazing. And I'm like, and I'm like, God, if he's not the one, remove it, because I'm falling hard. Like, that's one of them times there. Anyways, I said, let's take a break. He is not, like, I think it rubbed him wrong. Like, I felt it, but, and I said, I'm sorry, and I'm trying now. I was like, all right, fine, whatever. Then about March, April, whatever. So we're texting again, and we're back to, like, not back to, we're at a different level. We're like, we leveled up now, right? But now this is a whole different section, because we're going to call this section the limbo phase. Because this is a 5-year long of foolishness. 5 years. And it shouldn't be that long, but this is the limbo phase. There's the limbo phase, and then there's the roller coaster. Is that the roller coaster? And then the end, or the beginning of the end and the end, right? So there are 4 phases. The actual relationship that actually got established for a short, like 2 months, if that long. Then you have the limbo phase. Then you have the roller coaster. And then you got the beginning of the end. Like, I knew it was any, but we're just trying. Like, I'm giving the last bit because I thought, like, you were husband. But no. And this is like, he's giving roller coaster. I think I'm supposed to stay in the roller coaster. I'm convinced it's husband. And this is just like, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to do. And this is like, okay, yeah. And that's when I thought he was husband. Right? So by March, April, I think the first time that we into that phase is when we start texting and video call, and we end up doing it till the next day. Like, we were texting all night. I think, one of those holidays, major holidays, like Easter, one of them times, like, we're texting Saturday into the next morning with daylight, and I felt like the best thing ever. I'm like, we're texting till like morning, and we're spending, like, sometimes I'll drop and say, Mom, I'm sleeping, and he's like, wake up, and I'm like, oh yeah, and then we're up again, and then the oxytocin took over, and we're up, and we're like, mind you, there's nothing sexual happening at all at these times. You kind of like talk about how he's turned on a couple times, but like, that's it. Like, nothing sexual, just like texting, talking. It's like, oh, no. I like it. Oh, let's establish first why I think I know for sure why I'm a Yamabella for this situation and why I got trapped. Not just what he said, not what he did, but the type of love language I have. My love language is quality time, and this dude, this nigga, this guy gave me abundance of it. Like, I can't even lie. Like, he load up them love language. Quality time is my love language. And there's undivided attention, yes. But then just like being there, yes. Then there is when I need to like implode. And bruh, he let me get my love language filled despite not wanting me the whole time. or most of the time, except for that one time, where I said it's where I established a relationship. We would get there, but yeah, he gave love language some. Cause let's talk about this time period now. Now that you established that my love language is quality time, so do a little quick research on what quality time is, and you'll understand, right? My first number one, quality time. Next, words of affirmation. Third is physical touch. But like, give me quality time. The words of affirmation can kind of slide, and that's the thing too. Cause I remember back in early time, I was like, "Why do you love me?" And he's like, "Cause you're awesome." I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "You're awesome." So I was like, "Okay, that's not a good word of affirmation at all." But the quality time took over, and the word of affirmation was like, "Get lucky, cause he's there." So, and then eventually, like, it just always was just awesome. There's no established like words like explaining why I out of everybody, because eventually I was like, anybody can be awesome. So you don't really love me, you just like when I'm awesome. Yeah. But as I said, the love language quality time took over. He played that one up. That, mind you, we didn't know what love language till like the next phase, which is the roller coaster. And I think he didn't even care about mine, but I cared about his. Anyway, let's get back to the story. So we ended up spending time all night. I was like, ugh. And then we were talking, and he's like, then I felt we were more closer than we were. There was nothing established. So after a while, like, we're getting so close, I'm depending on this type of like my heart all day long. I'm in class, I'm thinking about him, we're texting, and I'm like, oh, Lord, I don't want to lean, and it's nothing. So then I would eventually ask, what are we? And he'd be like, I don't know. And then I'm like, you don't know? Also, we spent so much time texting. You don't know? In my head, I never brought it like that. I should have brought it, but I didn't. I didn't make a fuss. I was like, oh, I don't. And then when he's like, what do you think? I was like, I don't know. And then we stopped there, and then I was like, I gotta go away after like leave. And then we stopped talking for a while because I'm like, I gotta get something. Like I call something, like I gotta get something. And then he's like, okay, or something. And then we stopped talking for a while. Then he come again, and we'd be talking for hours, for a week, and we were giving each other like attention, like we're in a relationship. It was always like if we're in a relationship, but by the time I come and ask, nothing. He said he don't know. I was like, if you don't know, I don't know then. Then it become a big thing. Stop talking to each other. Then I apologize. Because I'm like, I want something. Tell me something. Give me something. In here. This went on until about 2014. Because 2012 is when I met him in November. So by, as I said, February, March is when it ended, and then we started going to the limbo phase. But then by 2014 now is when I was like, okay, this need to start switching up. I can't do this no more. But it kind of like start changing in August. But before that, I started trying to find a way to change it up. So now 2014 is when I'm graduating high school, and he's now texting me more, but he doesn't have a phone, and so you'd be trying to find a way to text me or email me or find ways to communicate. So these are the next things. Like he doesn't have a phone, but he's finding ways to communicate with me. Email, whatever. Sorry, the school computer. He's putting in effort. Like effort. He doesn't have a phone, but he found a way. Facebook, log in at the school library computer, say he's at the library, text. Bruh, he's putting in effort. Also, let's also know, he may be studying into you. I have people there, so, and they knew what was happening. So, if there was anything else I need to worry about, they would make me know. Because these are like my best friends, or was my best friends, my sister, my girls, my people, and they had my back. And at times that I'm upset, he wasn't going to get away with it easy. They would go to hell, right? Yeah. So now, by getting close to the end towards summer now, I'm like, I'm gonna get a summer job now because I'm officially a permanent resident by then, so I can now work. Before then, I wasn't really working. I was just under my mom's thing. I was helping her with newspaper throwing, right? So we couldn't officially work because we were student permit, but like we're making a little money from newspaper, right? That's under my mom, right? So that's how I got him the birthday gift that I had in my card or whatever, right? So now I'm like thinking, okay, I can I'm gonna go and try and get a job. I'm applying for jobs now. Summer is coming. I'm gonna start university. I need a job. Mind you, we also had like those who know Adventist. We had Oshkosh that year too. So I wasn't sure if it's gonna work, but I'm like, I need a job, and I was like, I'm gonna get a new phone because my phone's giving problem. This is a Samsung S2. By then, no, he's trying to message. He's saying you have no phone, and I was just like, all right, maybe if I was like, you know what, I'll give him my phone, right? When I get a new phone, because I'm like, this phone is giving so much trouble, I'm gonna give away. He's now getting so excited. He's asking every minute now. He's texting to ask about the phone. I'm like, so I'm not getting annoyed now because I'm just like, he's texting on the phone. I know my feelings for him. He doesn't want nothing it seems. So I'm just gonna, eventually I found a way to just send him the phone before I even get a new phone. And I sent it to him. I got in trouble sort of with that because I didn't know the phone wasn't paid off. Like the phone was supposed to be paid off based on my understanding, but anyways, I sent him the phone. So I'm thinking he gets what he really wants, which is not me. But he has the phone, he has stopped talking. Now this dude texting me more often, talking about the phone even more. He's talking about this little thing crack or that crack. He might go crack it with this, he might go fix it with that, he might go break the phone in the sense of code break, what you call that, crack the phone, get the chip unlocked, the phone unlocked. Yeah. Tell me this every day, damn day he's texting me about this damn phone. Mind you, we already established like a relationship where he's telling me everything he wants and desire. Mind you, this become even more and more in the future, right? Anyways. So he's telling me every damn thing with the phone. I'm like, you're supposed to have the phone and not stop texting me because you have a phone and so I can move on. Why are you texting me now and every minute it's about the phone? So I cursed. And then after I cursed, he just stopped talking, right? And that happened. And we just stopped talking. So by the time summer almost done now, I'm going into university. I got a message from a friend. Guess who have a girlfriend?